Tom, you said in a post on the forum, all dreams are not of the same type, nor do they all spring from the same source or have the same functionality. Can you elaborate the sources of dreams, and does the IUOC create dreams for the Free Will Awareness Unit?
I would more likely say that the larger consciousness system creates dreams for the Free Will Awareness Units rather than the IUOC. No, all dreams are not the same. There are those dreams that are created by the LCS, and mostly those are dreams of learning, dreams where you're put in a situation where you have to make choices, dreams that give you a situation where you have to learn something. Like sometimes people will get a series of dreams that seem to always put them in a very frustrating situation. You know, they need to get someplace, but it seems to be impossible. Or every time they try to, you know, they're selling their house, but they can't seem to ever get it cleaned up and ready, you know, but today's the day of the sale and nobody's cooperating, and just dreams of frustration. Well, those are dreams that the system gives you because dealing with frustration is part of growing up. You know, being able to look at those things and say, well, it is what it is. I'll have to deal with it, and I'll be late or whatever will happen. It'll have to happen. And that's the way it is, kind of accepting things as they are and going on, rather than getting more and more frantic and more upset and blaming everybody else for it not working. And, you know, otherwise a big ego response. So those are dreams, particularly, you know, that you're getting lessons when you get similar dreams. It won't be the same dream necessarily, but similar dreams, you know. And they all have this same sort of theme to it, is that you're in charge and everything is falling apart and you just can't seem to get it to all go right. And the harder you try, the worse it gets. And that's just one set of dreams. There's all kinds of series of dreams that you can get. Some of the series of dreams have to do with you jumping to a violent solution immediately. Oh, this thing doesn't seem to work out right. Oh, these are really bad people. And instead of trying to deal with that in some other way, the first thing you do is, you know, whip out your great sword of truth and start, you know, hacking away, you know, at the evildoers. And, you know, that's a series of dreams that you get to help you get over the violence is the first choice solution. So anyway, there's lots of dreams that are given to us, and you tend to know them because they're little, almost like skits, little vignettes, that there's this little thing, there's something going on, there's issues you have to deal with, things you have to do, and it's just a setup. Like you just find yourself there. You know, there I am, and I'm in this house, and it's still got all, you know, furniture and big messes in it, and the people are coming to take it over in 3 hours, and you just sit in this situation. Or you're a short order cook, and you know, suddenly 300 people converge on your little stand, and you have more orders than you can possibly take care of, and you start getting flustered. It's just, or there you are on the third story of a burning building, and you wake up and you notice it's burning. So what do? You know, these kinds of things are little stories, little skits that you're thrown into to see how you'll react. And the neat thing about dreams is how you react is how you really are. Unless you're lucid in your dream, you're reacting right out of your being level. So the things you do there are the way you are. That's the key thing to remember. Now, in a lucid dream, that's not the case. Now you're back in charge. Your intellect can work. Your ego, your fears, all that stuff can kick in and start changing your choices, modifying your choices. But most dreams, that's not the case. Now, there's other kinds of dreams that are just habit. You do something over and over and over again. The one that's a favorite of mine that got me one December was, you know, you lick 200 envelopes. You know, you're doing Christmas cards. You got 200 envelopes, and you spend 5 hours sitting at your kitchen table, licking envelopes and writing names and putting little things in there. And, at the end of 5 hours, it's 2:00 in the morning and you finally got them all done. So you put them in a pile, put a rubber band on them, sort them, and then you go to bed. And what do you dream about? You dream about licking envelopes. So you start licking envelopes all night long. Well, that's not something the system gives you. That's just you're so wound up in that you dream about it. And anything you're wound up in like that, you can have dreams about. So there are all kinds of situations and dreams. A lot of times there's things that are just in your life that are usually stressors in your life. And it's like licking the envelopes because they're stressors in your life. You tend to revisit them and revisit them. They're things that are hard to let go of. And you'll dream about those things. But in those dreams, you can actually solve some problems of how you approach things, because you can approach things in different ways. I'll approach it in this way and see how that works out. So you can kind of use those dreams. But anyway, dreams are many and varied for lots of different reasons, come from lots of different sources. Some of them you create, like licking envelopes, it wasn't given to me by the larger consciousness system. That's something I take full responsibility for, So some of them you create, some of them are given to you, some of them are maybe some of each, pieces of each. You get started off on one of your own creations and it ends up into a story that the system gives you. So if you want to get more out of your dreams, journal them, pay attention to them, have an intention to dream and to record them and to remember them. If you don't have that intention, you'll tend to just, kind of ignore them, and you dream and you wake up and you kind of know you were dreaming, and 2 or 3 minutes later, you don't even remember what it was about and they're just gone. But if you start trying to remember them, and you do that as you fall asleep, you tell yourselves 10 or 20 times, I want to remember my dreams. I want to remember my dreams. And as I remember them, I'm going to wake up and write them down, or get a little cassette where you can just talk into it, tell about it, whatever. But if you put focus on your dreams, then you'll start dreaming more and your dreams will get more productive. And you'll probably get more of those dreams from the LCS because now you're paying attention and you're more likely to be able to learn lessons. So the system will step in and start giving you more dreams that are learning dreams if you pay attention to them. So I guess that's about it on dreams. I don't know what else I could tell them. They're fun and they're educational.
Well, Tom, you've often said that the choices you make in your dreams count as much as the choices that you make here. Is that true?
Well, yes. A dream is just another reality in which you make choices. And choices in any reality are choices that either help you evolve or de-evolve. So there's moral choices to make. There's choices about ego, choices about belief. And it doesn't matter what reality you make them in. You make them in an out-of-body reality. You make them in a lucid dream or a regular dream. Makes no difference. Information is real. There's nothing more real than information. All of these dreams are information. The source of the information is irrelevant. Doesn't matter whether the source comes out of your own mind or not. You have a situation, you make a choice. And if those choices are good quality choices, you tend to evolve. If they're poor quality choices, you don't evolve. Or if they're bad choices, you de-evolve. So indeed, there isn't any special value to what we call the physical reality. Our physical reality universe. It's just another virtual reality. We interact in multiple virtual realities, and every one of them is just as important and just as significant as far as the choices we make.